So today we got Louis in. He's currently a little bit over 4 months post humeral fracture. He's in a load introduction phase. He was managed conservatively, so had a really long protection phase, and at the moment our primary focus is to build some muscle mass back into his rotator cuff and build some bulk in and around his arm, whilst improving motor control through his upper limbs. So this is a snapshot of the program you're going to see today. So what you'll notice Louis doing here is he's doing a banded wall slide. So what we're aiming for here is we're aiming to increase some upward rotation motor control around his scapula, whilst getting some rotator cuff activation with him being able to push forward into the wall as he goes through. So it's a little bit of motor control and a little bit of muscle activation as part of his prep block. Now what we've got Louis doing here is he's doing a banded external rotation to increase some muscle hypertrophy through his posterior cuff of his rotator cuff. What we've got him doing here is we've got him supported with his elbow on the bench so we can focus purely on muscle strength. And you can see that he's in some element of flexion and abduction, taking him out closer to inner range in his posterior cuff, up in that combined flexion, abduction, external rotation position, but not quite all the way out into that full end range position. So part of Louis' A sequence that we've got today, we've got him doing a dumbbell bench press. We have him doing it unilaterally as you would imagine, he would be lifting different amounts of weight on his injured side compared to his uninjured side. And what this does is it allows us to work on some motor control around his scapula, and particularly using his serratus anterior as well, while starting to build some muscle mass back into his pecs. So here we've got Louis doing a dumbbell hand-supported bent over row. What you can see is that as he reaches down, he's reaching nice and long, so we're getting some good protraction through his scapula, as well as then getting a nice strong pull to build some muscle mass into his back. So here, as part of Louis' B sequence, we've got him working through a cable face pull to work on some motor control through his scapular retractors and some rear delt muscle hypertrophy. Now, something else that you should note about Louis' injury is that, like any bony injury, there's really high variability in terms of the severity that can occur. Louis had a very severe fracture that was largely displaced, and it was very much a borderline decision around whether to go surgical or conservative management, which does explain the time length of his recovery. So here we've got Louis working on some isolated strength and hypertrophy of his biceps. We've got him set up on the GHD to do this. We could also use a bench. What that does is it allows us to increase the lever arm for him to be able to get more eccentric load, as you can see, as he goes down into his curl, which can then build up some more eccentric muscle damage for some increased muscle mass. So this is another way that we can use, say, something like a bench to place Louis. This would be in a position to make the exercise harder. So this is another external rotation drill. But what you can see is that it's very hard for him to get right into that top range, and he's going to get high amounts of eccentric load, controlling him down into that position, that bottom position by his side. Good, so here we got Louis doing some carry work. So it combines him being able to get some stimulus through his trunk, also with some grip strength for being able to hold the kettlebells for an extended period of time.
Hey, I'm Louis. I fractured my humerus in the Christmas holidays in a buggy. I'm in the strength building phase of my rehab now, so just trying to get the weight up, get the strength back in the muscle. Probably a couple months out from playing still. Hopefully I'm trying to get back next term, but we'll just see how it goes. It's a bit week to week.